Hi guys! Today we will check what will happen if we put a Venus flytrap in the garden. We have already picked a place where this exotic plant fits harmoniously into the green interior, which means that insects that pass by should not pass by. And there is a thuja growing a meter from the flytrap. This also had an effect on the guests, but more on that later. Not much time has passed, and we already have our first guest. This is a red insect. It crawled to the edge of the pot, and then could not roll its abdomen over the side. So it crawled along the edge until it reached the leaf. You can see how the beetle tastes what it has overcome this path for. More precisely, this is not a beetle. It is an adult larva of the Colorado potato beetle. It is also called the potato leaf beetle. It seems that the larva is just sitting in place, but this is not quite true. It has already started eating the flytrap. It is unlikely that she or her relatives for many generations before her have ever tried anything similar. A battle for survival unfolded before our eyes. Who will eat whom faster? What if other larvae appear? Although, probably, the best thing a plant can do is to be tasteless. Tasteless everywhere, except for the flytrap itself, which secretes tasty aromatic nectar to attract insects. This is exactly what happened. The larva of the Colorado potato beetle moved closer to the tasty part of the plant. Only it came in from a slightly different side and now crawls around, not knowing how to get inside. The thorns or teeth of the plant literally became an insurmountable obstacle, acting as a fence. But the larva did not give up and found a hole in this very fence. Here it is already inside, closer to the nectar that beckoned it so much. And what do we see? At first, the larva was looking for a way to get inside. Now it is looking for a way to get out. At the same time, the flycatcher closed its jaws, not intending to let go of the victim. Now the potato leaf beetle larva has one way to freedom: to gnaw a hole in the leaf. Another beetle must have come to the rescue. Is it trying to open the flycatcher? More precisely, it is not a beetle, it is an Italian shield bug. Its back really resembles the shape of a shield. Another name for the bug is the striped graphosoma. This insect feeds on plant juice. Apparently, the smell of nectar was the reason for its visit. It walked around the flower in a circle several times before it realized where the sweet aroma was coming from. The beetle walked along the flycatcher twice, showing off its parkour skills, and then decided to climb inside. You can paraphrase a well-known proverb: free nectar is only in a flytrap or in a bug trap in this case. The shield bug is not going to give up and continues to fight inside, trying to push the flaps apart. But it has already lost this fight. The next guest was not an insect at all, but a hedgehog. Apparently, he often passes here and became interested in a new object on his way. Strangely enough, he went along the thuja. We started filming early in the morning. Paluche, apparently, was going to bed after his night adventures. Now you know why we mentioned the thuja at the beginning of the video. Here he lies down and thinks, "Go away already, finally, don't disturb my sleep." Literally 20 minutes later, the hedgehog began to snore and wheeze. Probably, he is dreaming about something. I never knew that hedgehogs sleep on their stomachs, spreading their paws to the sides. In order not to disturb the hedgehog's sleep, we decided to change the location. That is it the season now, or just an invasion of ladybugs. There are really a lot of these insects, and not only on the grass. Here, even on a cactus, sitting, washing itself, probably preparing to meet the opposite sex. If so, then why not place a flytrap near the cactus? In their appearance, both plants will look harmoniously next to each other. Each has its own thorns. The cactus will lure insects with its flower, and the flytrap with sweet nectar. A kind of symbiosis. And here is the first insect, which first chose a pot, and then a flytrap as a way to climb a cactus. Here's another sun that did not find anything interesting for itself and flew on. There are many not only red insects here, but also red ones. The ant decided not to pass by and explore the new object. In the meantime, ladybugs on both the flytrap and the cactus may even meet, if external circumstances do not intervene. They will intervene if the insect will continue its chosen path. Apparently, the aroma of nectar did its job and lured another victim into the trap. What is this? 5 minutes passed, and the trap still hasn't slammed shut. Not even after 10 minutes. The sun is eating nectar with impunity. It seems that the insect was able to bypass the protection without catching the hairs inside. After a while, the fly trap finally began to close, but ran into a hard chitinous shell. After another 20 minutes, we have this result. Probably, the trap was defective. The problem is that some of the spikes ran into each other, and this happens. Although the compression force began to win and slowly but surely closed. While I was filming the sun, all the flycatchers slammed shut as if on command. Not that they slammed shut, rather they covered their traps. Perhaps so that no one could climb inside or because of the intense heat. Today the temperature in the sun exceeds 40 degrees. Only 2 remained open, touching the ground. And after another 5 minutes, the sky was covered with dark clouds and the wind rose. Maybe this is the reason for the traps slamming shut. Meanwhile, the trap with the insect was 99% closed. You can only see the ladybug by shining a flashlight on the plants. And then it started to rain. Does this mean that the plant is so sensitive to the weather? Or is it a coincidence? During the rain, we put the fly trap under the grapes. The plant is very sensitive to overhead watering and the leaves can start to turn black. And when the rain stopped, we returned and found this guest. The snail chose a convenient time to study the plant, when all the traps are closed and movement is absolutely safe. Perhaps, under different circumstances, something more interesting would have come out of this confrontation. But let's not focus on the snail. By evening, the fly trap opened again. You have probably already seen many spikes inside each fly trap. In fact, this sensitive hairs, touching which is the reason for the trap to go off. Each fly trap has 6 hairs, 3 on each side. So, if you run your fingers along the antennae at once, then the trap goes off instantly. Now let's touch just one antenna. A 20-second timer starts. If there is no second touch during this time, then the first one will be considered false. We will not close. After 20 seconds, we make a second touch. And, as we can see, the trap really did not go off. But if you make 2 touches with an interval of less than 20 seconds, then the trap begins to close smoothly, and only the 3rd touch provokes a complete slamming. And now it's time to check whether the fly trap lives up to its name in relation to flies. Right under the canopy where the firewood is stored, a lot of flies always gather. They are literally everywhere here. In every corner and on every log. This is where we placed our plant. The first fly arrived only after half an hour and chose a closed leaf as a place to sit. Here it is, after a while, jumping onto a young sprout in the center of the pot. Another fly sat next to the fly trap, and another one sat upside down. And even a big one landed to clean its legs and wings. It seems that there were many flies, but in fact I sat for 2 hours with a camera for a few shots, but I still did not witness the capture. So, the Venus flytrap is not such a flytrap. That's all for today. Bye. Bye bye.